Hello everybody, my name is Marston and my project is photography. Before I go on with my presentation, I would like to thank my mentor, Dennis Hyde, for showing me his passion in photography. Before I show you what I actually did, I would like to talk about some of the history. I'd like to talk about two of the main men. One, Joseph Nestor-Nipsey. He's a French inventor, and the other is George Eastman, who invented the Kodak company, or produced. In 1822, Joseph Nestor-Nipsey was the first person to actually capture a photo using light. And he did this by using the helography photographic process, which is basically using some dry coal. Then, again, he tried to remake this picture, but instead he got a picture of nature using camera obscura. And the way that this works is, say you had a candle. You put a wooden box filled with mirrors in front of it, so that when you put the box in front of the candle, the light from the candle reflects into the box onto one mirror, and then you'd see the candle upside down. And then from that mirror, it would reflect off to another mirror, and then reflect onto a plate, which would help you see the which would help you see the candle right side up. Sorry. For my project, I mainly worked with light. So while I was on vacation in Jamaica, I was lying on the beach, and I thought that what a great place to use that. So I took this picture down here while I was lying down on the beach, and my picture actually got entered in a youth competition. I did not win, but it was still a fun experience to be entered in that competition and see all the other children teens who had a passion for photography like I did. Joseph Nestor-Nipsey also used the pinhole camera, which I will show you in a few minutes because I made my own version of it. George Eastman, who's over here, in 1885 invented the roll of film, which is this right here. Then, in 1892, he opened his company, the Kodak, and then later on he went on to selling different models of his own cameras and more rolls of film. So that's it for history. For me, what I did was I went and I redid the pinhole camera using common household items like a coffee can, a piece of paper, and I painted the inside. And then I also used a Coca-Cola can, but the aluminum from it. So what I did was I painted the inside black so that you couldn't exactly see the inside shining. And then I took a piece of the aluminum from the Coca-Cola can and I taped that onto this can, and I poked a really small hole into it. Many of you in the back can't see this, but it's really small. So then what I did, since I didn't have a dark room, I had to make the easiest and closest thing to it. So I used my closet. But I shut off all the lights in my house, went into the darkest closet I had, and in there I took roll of film, scissors, tape, and the lid of this can. What I had to do was I had to tape the film to it, all in the dark, and cut the film, because the film can't see the light or else it'll be ruined. So when I finally did that, I closed it, walked out of my closet, and then I had this piece of paper over it, and I had to hold it to make sure the inside didn't see any light. So then I walked outside, and of course it was bright out. So I walked over to a flower, opened it for about 2 seconds, went 1, 2, then closed it again. Then the film went through the whole developing process. This picture here is the picture that I took with this pinhole camera. Yeah. And then, yeah.
Open up your charcoal.
Here. So this picture here, I took with my pinhole camera. Yeah.
Show it around a little bit more.
Yeah. this picture here. And then with my own personal digital camera, which is right here, I took the exact same picture, but here it is here. Yeah. Sorry. There it is. So here on the table, I have many different generations of cameras. This is actually one of the first. This is, of course, a new one. And this is a middle-aged version camera. And in the back of it here is where you would put the roll of film. And here's where all the light would be held. And so as the generations got on, I got to the digital camera. And I believe my time's almost up. So I'm going to tell you about what my favorite type of pictures are with the camera. With my digital camera, I love using sport because on vacation, I asked my friend Elliot to jump off a rock. And while he did that, I held my finger to this button, and when he landed on the ground, I looked at my camera and I got all the pictures of him going off the rock, jumping in the air, and landing back on the ground. It was really cool, actually. And then while on vacation, I noticed many different people don't notice this, but I noticed that, say someone could be walking around one day and they look over at the wall. For people on this side of the room, it's a good way of looking at someone because you can see that I'm positioned in a way, but you didn't ask me to position myself. So with Carly and Lily, I did that exact thing. Carly was looking in the water, and I just happened to take a picture of her doing that. Later you can come up and see it. And then with Lily, she had the idea to tap the water, and while she was bending down, so I took a picture of her doing that as well. I also, again, focused more towards lighting. So with this picture, there's two turtles sitting on a log, and in the front of it, people on this side you can see, there's light in front of it and darkness in back, which is what I mainly focused to. To end, I would like to thank my mentor for showing me his passion and showing me that I can save those moments that some people miss. Thank you.